started.
Did you guys see that Talk to Me movie or not?
I saw it, yeah.
Which one?
Talk to Me? That scary movie?
No, I see that.
No?
You saw it?
Yeah. That movie was pretty crazy though.
Yeah.
Out of all the movies I've seen of scary movies, that kind of got me to where it's like think about like Saw meets like The Exorcist type shit.
Oh, so it wasn't like paranormal?
It was, but it was more like steering in like the gruesome kind of like vibe where it's like
so there was
nasty.
gore, there was gore.
Gore, yes.
A lot of it, bro.
Yeah, where it was like, dude, what the hell? Like it was crazy,
Like, you didn't
bro.
even want to look at it at a point.
Mhm.
You're like, damn, that's a lot of blood. Damn, that's nasty.
I don't like that. Like Saw, I couldn't see that.
You know,
I don't
the two people that I guess apparently they were on YouTube. They are the ones that came up with the movie.
It's called A24, right?
A24 is a movie that the production
Oh, I
company
know
that did
what
it, but the Rocka brothers or something like that.
I haven't seen
Like
it.
two
I don't
twin
know.
brothers that ended up doing this movie.
Mm-hmm.
That shit was pretty
I like
good.
it because it's like something that you never ever thought about. Like
Yeah.
a random hand that was possessed, I believe.
I think
And it's
so.
like, all you see is pretty much a hand. But in
Yeah.
reality, it's actually like a dead person that you're grabbing their hand. You know what I mean? That was the turn in the end, right?
Yeah.
She was a dead person at the end.
Yeah. It's
That's
how
pretty
it connected.
spoiler.
It was crazy, bro. That movie is like a must see. If you haven't seen it, that has to be
Oh,
one of
so
those
it was
movies.
good?
Yes, bro. It was pretty good. For somebody that does YouTube and the first thing they do is go do a crazy scary movie, it had to be a top
So
scary
somebody
movie.
came up to them and said, "Hey, we like your work. We're willing to give you a budget of X amount of money for you to
Mhm.
actually do a movie." So you're left with a decision to come up with a movie and not ruin it because this is your break, right?
Yeah. I
And
mean,
you're saying that they did good.
they did good. And I think apparently like they were like always doing YouTube and their end goal was to do a movie.
So
And they
now
did
they got
pretty
the
good.
opportunity. They did it, and they didn't fail.
They didn't fail,
now
dude.
They have the opportunity to become the next freaking.
Yeah.
What is it, Jordan Peele or whatever?
Jordan
Jordan Peele. But I mean, with everything
But
that...
there was symbolism and all that stuff involved.
No, it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that. It was just a good movie. It was a
pretty
good,
good.
scary movie. And it wasn't like your cliche kind of like, oh, there's going to be a jump scare at this moment. Nah, it was more like, oh, shit, like, I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And then it just hits
You're
you like,
not-
oh, what the...
You don't expect it.
Nah, not at all.
It's kind of like, do you remember this one movie of this guy that goes to Asia or something, and then he kind of this one Asian girl falls in love with him, and he kind of like ignores her, and she ends up
Yeah.
killing herself, and then he goes to the doctor, weighs himself, and he weighs like 300 pounds. But
Oh,
he's
yeah.
And at the end, it was the Asian girl always on top of him.
On top of him. I
Imagine
forgot the
that?
name of that movie. That shit
Never
was
seen that.
crazy.
Yeah,
dude.
that's another movie that I remember. That kind of reminded me of that. I don't know.
Yeah.
why.
I feel like this movie is kind of like us having thoughts and having like damn, if we had a lot of if we had a big budget, we will be able to do kind of like the movie that you kind of played in your head where you're walking by a person and it changes to that perspective.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sure it's like the same with this movie. They probably had this thought of, oh, what about this hand that will possess? And it's like a group of kids instead
Yeah.
of it being like kind of like adults. Or
Okay,
something,
so we have the
group of kids.
opportunity to make a movie. What? First of all, what category are you going with?
I forgot about the podcast. And the whole time we were just talking.
I'm on the bike, bro. I don't know the headphones on.
Oh, for real, me too.
Time out. Is it hot as fucking here?
It's hot as hell, bro. It's hot as hell.
Fucking candles, the heat's all
I
on
know.
my face, bro.
All right, so we have 4 people viewing us. Not sure if who it is, but if you guys are interested in us asking, or answering any questions, ask us any questions you have.
You think they can hear us from that far?
Yeah, they can. They
Oh,
can.
okay.
Yeah, they can. But we only got two people watching it.
That's cool.
Yeah, let's keep it going. Anyway,
Then take it off, no?
what?
Take them off.
I mean,
I'm fucking
yeah, I guess so.
hot
I
as
guess take 'em
fuck,
off, yeah.
bro. I'm hot as
Take 'em off.
fuck,
Don't
bro.
matter.
Yeah, I feel like it's better without the headphones, no? Because it
Yeah.
feels like more like a
you can hear yourself a little bit.
special environment. Like
better.
you know what I mean? It's like you're not in this.
But anyways, what was your question?
So if you
Yeah.
have to pick a category, what category? We're going with comedy. We're going with
As far as like if
scary?
you're gonna start a new, you can have all the budget in the world, and they tell you, "Hey, do a movie." What genre are you gonna do? As far as the movies, or what do you mean?
I guess since we don't know like the price of anything, unlimited budget, we could do whatever.
I would probably do a scary movie.
It has to be the easiest, right? Because you can from a perspective of being behind of watching a movie that's supposed to be scary, like Insidious, you're like, oh, they like on this. They put the timing where it's like it's gonna come. Yeah. Instead of being like it's good and all, and then they just throw a jump scare or something, which it would get you. Instead of it being kind of like you say cliche, where it's just straight up gonna drive to, oh, something's gonna happen. Let me close my eyes real quick, and then boom, something happens. It's like, okay, I
think,
okay, so
who's Janelle's at work?
I don't think so.
I don't know who that is. Jay, watching from work. I'm not sure who that is, but
shout out
to Jay, watching us from work.
Okay, so if you do a scary movie, are you going towards like Barbarian, which is not like there's no ghosts, there's just some weird stuff? You know what I mean, like Wrong Turn stuff? Or are you going with like some ghost, paranormal activity stuff? Yeah. Or are you going with some like hand stuff?
I think for me,
or some Saw stuff.
For me, like, dude, how many times have we gone to a movie to see a scary movie? And it's just cliche, bro. That's like, you know what's going to happen. So my thing is, like, I would steer more in the route of Hereditary. Remember that movie? How crazy it makes you think?
Where you're kind of feared about it, right?
You fear because it's like, it's not like something you already think it's gonna happen. It's way different than you really have to like dive into the movie.
You know what movie I just saw that kind of like made me feel kind of scared again? Because my kids, or my daughter, the oldest one, she loves scary movies. Like if it ain't a scary movie, she don't want to watch it.
That's
like,
weird.
She'll be binging every single scary movie. Yeah. But I introduced her to Paranormal Activity. She's never seen those, but we saw them on Amazon Prime, I think it was, and I told her, man, they're kind of boring. They kind of suck, but there's only one.
It's Joseph.
Oh, Joseph?
Yeah, Joseph.
There's only one that was kind of scary, and I remember it was the one with the Hispanics. You know what I'm talking about?
One of the paranormal.
It was the
whenever they were in apartments and stuff.
Yeah. And we watched it, bro, and we were scared, bro.
That one's really? It's kind of like, I feel like it's not kind of like too much back. It's like you're there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
it feels like something that can happen. You know what I mean? Like, it can happen. You know, is there's a possibility that it could be true? Obviously, there's not some little guy in the wheelchair with the red thing trying to kill people, right? Maybe, but
I don't think there's been a scary movie that's gotten me. But honestly, whenever we went to go see the Talk to Me movie, there was trailers. You know how they have trailers before the movie? One of the ones that got me that was like, dude, I feel weird. It was The Exorcist. There's gonna be a new Exorcist movie.
I never seen them.
That's another one.
Never seen one.
That could be true too, right?
That could be true.
That could be some insidious things where another entity got inside of you. You're getting possessed.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. There's nothing like hearing stories about people that have gotten possessed, because it makes you be like, okay, there's no denying that that's just true. Because like, there's one thing seeing a ghost that one person can, maybe believe you or not. But there's another thing where somebody's possessed where you can see yourself. Like this person's talking in tongues, or this person's acting weird. You know what I mean? Saying stuff that shouldn't be saying.
I remember one time we went to this this weird church. Remember my mom took us one time? And there was the guy that would, you go to the room and he for some like, he'll tell you like, hey, your name, this and that.
Yeah, he'll tell you like,
did he ever do that to you?
He never did it to me.
He never did it to me, but I don't believe it. You know what I mean?
The one with that, they will give you the bracelet?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
So just to give a background, there was this church that we used to go to, and
was it an Asian?
Yeah, it was an Asian church.
But I don't know religion or anything.
You would go, and apparently they would tell you your future. They'll tell you like what's gonna happen. Like if you're gonna have money, you're not gonna have money, or you're gonna be dating somebody that's gonna cheat on you. Like everything you can think of, he knew for some reason.
But he did it to Yaneli, right?
He did it to a couple people, and it was like, what the hell? Like some of the stuff make you think like, oh, he's probably telling the truth. But
you don't know, right?
Like, you don't know, because he could be telling you something that it could go for anybody, and you'll be like, oh shit, he's talking to me, you know. Yeah. But I just think like when it comes to that, you have to say some like personal things for me to be like, oh shit, like he might know
that's
some
what
shit.
I mean. Like that's what I want to know. That's what I want to see.
Yeah,
I want somebody to say, hey Daniel, you gotta chill out with the, you know what I'm talking about? Like, oh shit. You know what I mean?
How did he know
what?
Yeah, I mean, I never
but
told
he
anybody.
Says that to everybody, right? And then they just it's kind of like
yeah.
But
You mind if I
R.I.P. to
have
Pee Wee
another one,
Herman.
Ivan?
How do we get back? How did we get to that topic?
I don't know, but if I had a movie to make,
You finished that one?
Yeah, I finished that one.
Damn.
if I had a movie to make, I would do something where it starts off like, "Hey, three brothers are trying to start a podcast, right?"
Mhm.
And us just here, like it's a movie. It's like a not like paranormal. You hold the camera type of stuff, but more like a maybe yeah. I would do something like that where that's the movie recording us, but that's the camera that we put right there. We can grab it. We'll go with it, right?
Mhm.
It's us three, paid actors. Maybe Leonardo, Brad, and what's the other guy?
Jonah Hill.
Jonah Hill. Hoe ass, bro. I was gonna say Jonah Hill, but you're a hoe.
I'm just saying.
Nah, that's fucked up. And we're all here. We're here. That's fucked up, right?
Yeah.
We're here trying to figure out like what we should do for the podcast, this and that.
Yeah.
And then you come up with hey, we should go to San Antonio and stay at this scary hotel.
Yeah.
And we're all like, oh yeah. We'll start doing reviews, whatever, right? And it cuts to us being there. And we're all whatever, right? Like we're goofing off. We're like, man, there ain't no such thing as ghosts. Like everybody knows there's no such thing as ghosts.
Mm-hmm.
But it starts with us having like a stupid conversation in the room, and then we hear something, right? Let's say in the closet or something. We go and you know what I mean? That's how it starts. And then it's a whole journey of just paranormal stuff.
Yeah.
But real, not stupid. Hey, we teleported and we ended up in another time zone. Or, you know what I mean? We open this door and then we're in Africa or something.
What if, okay, let me twist it a little bit. What if it was what you're saying, but we end up finding out that it's actually people controlling everything?
Oh, that's a good
but
one. That's a
then,
good twist.
But then it turns to where it's like, we were just joking. We're the people behind it because we figured it out or something, and we catch them, and then actual stuff happens.
Double whammy.
You know what I mean? Yeah, double whammy.
Damn, like that's a good one, bro.
Stuff happen.
I
that's the shit that is kind of like you have a script, but then you kind of go beyond the script. It's kind of like playing a game. You always go forward, but then you have the game Ready Player One.
Yeah.
Where what if you go backwards and then you end up cheating and passing over? You know what I mean?
There's
Stuff
some
like
movies that do that. I remember there's one movie called Meat Train.
Meat Train,
I think it's called Meat Train, but it was a weird movie where this guy is following this one guy. I think it starts off at the train and he kind of sees him as suspicious and weird. So for some strange reason, he decides to follow him. He follows him and he throughout the whole day, and he's just doing some weird random stuff. And he kind of like wants, like the first thing that he went to go follow him for, it was something weird. So he's like, I'm gonna just stay on his tail to kind of see what's going on. And the whole movie's like that kind of. Yeah. And at the end, they end up back in the train, right? And you think it ends and they're leaving, but the train just kind of keeps going past the wall and they end up in hell. And that one guy just gets off and he turns into like the devil. You ever seen that one? It was like a crazy turn. Like, what just happened? You know what I mean? Like
fucking movie.
Yeah, like what? Like what just happened? You know what I mean?
I mean,
that was kind of crazy.
Did it end right there, or it kept going?
They fought and all this crazy stuff, and I don't remember how it ended. But
that's the type of movies that I like. Movies that make you think like, what happened? I gotta look it over. What I missed? You know, and everything.
You know what other movie? Barbarian. The same shit happened where
I never seen that movie.
She got pushed off, dead. He was at the top, like haha. Next, you know, the other creature revives, kills him, and then she ends up living again, and then she walks off. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's a crazy movie. You know who comes out in that movie? The guy from Accepted. Barnaby.
Wait, the main guy?
Yeah, the main guy. And it's funny because he has a house for rent, right? Like an Airbnb. And
I have seen that movie.
Yeah,
bro.
You've seen it.
Yeah.
And he comes in and he's like, he opens the door and it's like a whole cave. And this motherfucker grabs a measuring tape and just starts measuring, like, and he starts Googling, how much can I charge for a basement in my Airbnb? And then he just starts measuring. He keeps going inside the cave, and pretty funny.
Is there a scene where there's a girl where she tries to escape, where she goes out of this window? Or am I tripping?
I think she
gets out of the window or something.
Yeah.
It's like,
and then she comes and then and then the hobo comes and tries to grab her. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, okay.
Over here, replying back to Joe just to see what he's up to.
Shout out to Joe.
But yeah, dude, I mean, so okay, like let's just get into it, right? Like we've been kind of just roaming, just talking about whatever. There's been a bunch of shit going on right now lately. UFO whistleblower. You guys seen some TikToks or videos about that shit?
I feel like a few days ago, they couldn't sleep, so I was just kind of scrolling. You know how whenever you're on TikTok and you kind of watch one video,
Yeah.
I feel like whenever you watch one video full length, it starts popping up with a bunch of. So that's what happened to
Your
me.
whole feed.
It was like 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning. I was just like going through it. It was like this video, that video, and I don't know if I was dreaming or not.
Yeah.
It got to a point where I didn't know if, like, when I woke up, I didn't know if I was dreaming or not. So I was just like, damn, was I just watching a bunch of videos of all this alien stuff? And it's kind of hard to distinguish. Oh, this one kind of looks real, but then the other ones, like a bunch of comments, is just fake.
Yeah, I think the one that was like crazy was that there was a point in that there's a point in that I guess that court case or whatever they were doing. I guess they were in front of Congress, kind of like talking about how one of the guys, I think his name is David Grouch or something like that. He's a whistleblower, right? He was saying that suppose he got told that there were some UFOs that had been captured by the government, and some of them had like non-human, pilots that were also in the UFOs, and it was like out of nowhere, bro. Like out of nowhere, there was like everywhere. Yeah. Like people were talking about how there was a UFO whistleblower. My first thing was, what are they hiding?
No, what is whistleblower? If you know,
it's just somebody that just kind of goes snitches. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Goes out of the way to try to say the truth.
Yeah. Like what's the other guy? What was the last? Joe Snowden.
Joe Snowden. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but my thing was like, what are they trying to hide? Because at this point, like,
what do you mean? What are they trying to hide?
As far as like, what are they trying to distract us from? You know what I mean? Like, whenever your feed, whenever everything. Instagram, YouTube, everything's
why didn't they just kill him right before, right?
I mean, I'm just saying, like, as far as like there should be no point of somebody being in front of Congress to the point where they're saying what they don't want you to hear, as far as like the UFOs are real and all this bullshit, if they're not like hiding something from you.
Yeah, like a distraction for us to see something like they've been doing lately.
That was my first thought of hearing that shit. Like all that stuff is like, bro, like. There's so many people out there that have been talking about how there's UFOs and all this stuff, but it's just so happened that out of nowhere, now you want to have, a court, in front of Congress and all that stuff saying that there's been UFOs and all this stuff. Regardless of that person was like, an actual person that maybe is credible, but still though, like you start thinking about like, man, there's no way this is real, bro. Yeah. That's my first thought,
what if, hear me out.
Yeah.
Probably stupid, but what if the government is trying to figure out a way to enter a specific space that's going to get the people mad, but they have to find a reason for people not to get mad? You know what I mean?
What?
No, it's just saying. It's just...
Right? So let's say, hey, the government comes up with, hey, so... in light of the UFOs, we want to share this new technology that we found from them. But we've been having it for years. We just don't use it because this technology is going to give the whole United States free electricity. Why? Because they're trying to save the world, all these emissions and bullshit, right? From gas and all this stuff, right?
Right.
They're probably realizing, hey, the world is fucking ending because of the ozone layers being destroyed. Scientists already explained to them the truth. They have to find a way to kind of go in there, but not get the people get mad at them from withholding that information. So let's say, hey, we found a way to release this new energy and give everybody free energy. So now everyone's gonna have an electric car. No, there's not gonna be no gas for any reason, right? We got this new technology from these aliens we were just talking about, right? So now we have free energy, free this and that.
Yeah.
Compared to us bringing it out and saying that we've been having it, we just don't want to use it because we're going to lose money, right? And everybody, obviously people are going to riot and be mad as fuck from that, right?
Yeah.
So what if it's like something like that?
I mean,
does that make sense?
It does make sense because like, I mean, what other way of hiding that we've been knowing about this for a long time than just saying like, oh, we got it from aliens. That's the only reason why we know and we have what we have now. Is because somebody visited us a long time ago and gave us the knowledge. But
then again, then we're gonna demand to see the aliens, right?
I just think like it's crazy
so you can fake that. They fake the moon landing. They can fake that too, right?
They can fake everything.
That's what you think.
And I kind of feel like they're trying to make us get used to so much fake content and stuff that, I mean, look at all the videos that you will see of UFOs.
Yeah.
even if it's real, you go to the comments, everybody's like, great CGI, fake, good Photoshop. And it's like, what if it's real? It's getting to that point where any sort of information,
you don't even trust news anymore.
Yeah, every information they bring out, it's just you have is it real? Is it fake? I don't really want to believe it. You know what I mean?
Bro. Like there's this video where China has a zoo. You seen that where they have a bear?
Yeah, and
it looks like some guy in a suit.
Yeah, I've seen that.
It does look like a guy in a suit, right?
Yeah, I saw that.
But is it a guy in a suit?
No, I mean,
but it could be.
It could be, but there's so many other videos that kind of say, "Hey, this is the type of bear that it is."
Yeah.
So they look that way.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Still, like it's just.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think when it comes to
another quick scenario would be we want to figure out a way to like nuke somebody, Russia or North Korea, but we don't want to take fault. We want to blame it on the aliens.
Dude, I mean,
right?
It's just like a weird, like kind of like, hey, if I don't want to take the fault for it, we'll just blame it on that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
They want to find a alibi. They want to find some way to do something without them being in trouble and blaming it on somebody.
Joseph asks, is it out of this world aliens or fallen angels that are here but in different dimensions?
Well, I think when it comes to aliens, the first thing that I think about is people that have people from the future that have come to the past, which is now, to change something, to visit us, to change some sort of like, hey, if you change this, it's going to affect us in a better way in the future.
Yeah,
that's my thing. I don't know if there's such thing as people coming from a. I mean,
actually, yeah, because I think I heard somebody saying a theory where kind of like everything everywhere at once or whatever, where every single little small decision you make creates a new branch. And that branch is a dimension.
Yeah.
Where this way could have gone that way, could have that way. And there's so many different Earths. Because, I mean, universe is endless. You know what I mean? Like, you have no idea what's out there. This same exact scenario could be happening somewhere else. But there's also dimensions. You know what I mean?
Different reality.
There are different realities, different dimensions where if some scientist creates a specific sort of glasses that lets you see. So some scientist was saying that the human eye can only see between this and this variable of light transmission.
Yeah, I was just gonna bring that up.
They can only hear from this decibel to that type of decibel.
Yeah.
But what about all the other ones? Vision, like if you create something that can let you see negative this and positive that, and put them on, you could probably see that others. That thing that tapped you on the shoulder when you were 3 years old.
Kind of like a dog. Yeah. You know how dogs sometimes they start barking because something's happening?
Because their eyes, night vision.
Even with the noise. There's noises that we can't hear, but they're like, you know what I mean?
That's probably why they probably bark at strange noises.
Yeah, that's the only way I feel like you can travel to different dimensions. If there's a way of kind of getting from point A to point B as quick as possible, whether it's a portal or whatever the case, because there is... scientists have said that if we were to send some sort of message to somebody like light years away and they receive it and they say something back to us, we would get it in thousands of years, because that's how much light travels and everything travels from one side to the other. Like, it would take so many years for us to be able to communicate to each other.
Yeah.
So yeah, like if we were to send out like in 1970s or some shit like that, some message to whoever's out there and they respond back, we don't know if that was like 20,000 years ago or 20,000 years ago in the future that we get that message back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just takes so long for us to get that message. I don't know. I just think it's crazy to think that we can't be the only ones, right?
Yeah. He also mentioned that there are paintings all through our history that showed all creatures or aliens.
Exactly.
That's true.
We just talked about this. We have a podcast coming out, right? That we talked about this, where we literally talk about the pictures that they had back in the days where what did we say? We said something about, we have a theory where every 10,000 years the civilization restarts.
Yes.
So these people, Egyptians or whatever, they're probably those people who left with the new technology.
Yeah.
And are aliens, but really they're our ancestors. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro. Because like, look at all the architecture that there was before. I've seen so many before and after of, like, let's say London. There was so much architecture, like detailed, that you look at it now, it's just like block. You know what I mean? Like literally like square, or it's not there no more. And you're like, what happened? Like, how did they get to that point where back then, if they didn't have technology or all of this type of like, appliances and stuff, how did they?
Sorry. Go ahead.
Like, how did they get to a point where they were able to make these perfect, even like the pyramids? Like, how did they get to the point where they were making these perfect, where like if the sun reflects through this, it shows the timing by showing like a shadow? Like, how did it get to that point where?
Yeah, that's the shit that pisses me off, bro, because I have no idea how even a thermometer works.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it has a lot of
but they back in the day,
there.
10,000 years ago, they figured out how to pick up a 10,000 pound ass rock. You know what I mean?
That's
like,
where
bro,
it gets.
How stupid are we, bro?
Yeah. Like that's where I mean, look at what we have. We have TikTok where it's just straight up you're in a bed looking, scrolling all day, every day, and you get so latched on. That's why we have so much of a low, like, exactly, I don't want to see this. I don't want to see this. Oh, this is fast. Oh, this is a good video. It's just making me dumb. And it's throughout generations, it's just getting to that point.
No. I think it's more of like a, now we don't need it. We don't need to figure it out because we have it. Somebody did it for us.
I mean, look at ChatGPT.
Compared to somebody 10,000 years ago where they're sitting down. They don't have to go to work. They're there 24/7 trying to figure something out.
Yeah.
And give him a few years, he'll figure it out. You know what I mean? Because that's all he has to do. Because if he doesn't do it, he's not going to survive.
Yeah.
But then again, how the frick does somebody, an apple falling on somebody's head, explain to them gravity? You know what I mean? That's the thing that pisses me off. Like, these are definitely.
I guess it's just a thought of like before, let's say like back then, you're sitting down, having a little lunch under a tree, and something falls that it probably brightens up an idea that it's like, wait, this just fell from, I guess, the sky or from the tree straight up. And it makes you think like, okay, let me kind of like the people that they were doing a bunch of tests. Why do the tests? Maybe just to figure out like, oh, if I can get like fire and water together, it creates this. Okay, what if I get this type of element and then fire? What would that create? And it's just it starts to make to a point where it gets to a point where you end up finding something that nobody has seen before, where brightening something, and it gives somebody else another idea that's like, oh, I can do this too. Kind of like Tesla.
I think it's just time and boredom. Like, if you was to like put you, like, let's say you in the middle of the desert, but you have, there's food around, you can eat food, but you have nothing else to do. What would you do? You know what I mean? Like you don't know what you would do. I'm not asking you what you would do. You don't know what you would do, but you're going to do something that's going to keep you occupied. And from those things, you'll start creating stuff. You know what I mean? You'll probably figure out a way to absorb water from the sun because you're thirsty. You know what I mean? Yeah. That today is a freaking, this tool that we still use today is just more modernized. You know what I mean? Like, you try to figure out different ways of doing stuff because all you have is time and you know what I mean?
I'm gonna 180 again. Like, I'm gonna switch it up a little bit, but we No Seria podcast, we always use this platform or this like time for us to kind of just like dive into whatever we're going through.
Yeah.
One thing that I wanted to talk about is procrastination.
Okay.
Right? Which is, just like thinking about doing something and all you do is just think about doing it, but you never do it.
Mm-hmm.
Or you have an idea, but you never, follow to try to accomplish that idea. You know what I mean?
I kind of feel like that's what Andrew Tate kind of pushes a little bit, and we will talk about him maybe later. But I feel like his motto is just straight up get up and do it. That's why he has his school, which is kind of like teaching you everything. And it's not a professor from college that is not rich trying to teach you how to be rich. It's an actual rich person trying to teach you how to actually like, hey, follow these footsteps. I went through it. Look where I'm at. Look at the cars that I have. So it's kind of like what we have and what a lot of people struggle with is what you just said, procrastination, which is...
I mean, think about it. Like, for example, our friend Joseph is listening to us right now, right?
Yeah.
And he's at work right now, working, doing whatever he needs to do to be able to come home and provide, right? And his thing is that he's going and do whatever it takes to be able to, be able to provide and also like make a living in whatever he's doing. And so he's doing something to be able to fulfill that, right?
Yeah.
Whenever it comes to me, like in general, I feel like I don't feel like I'm
pushing 100%.
Pushing 100%. Like, I feel like I waste time where I can be using my time more wisely in other things. And dude, it sucks to feel like I don't know if you guys feel this way, but I don't feel like my potential is used enough. I feel like I'm worth more than I feel like I am.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I put myself down a lot, where it's like if I only believed in myself as much as others believe in me, I will be in a different position. But I lack in that, right? And it sucks, man.
I feel like a lot of people struggle with that, bro. And I can guarantee you that.
I think 99% of people.
Yeah, they have to.
There's that 1% who don't that become rich.
Yeah,
that's you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's literally. Yeah,
I think it's more of the procrastination, but also being comfortable. Like you come from work,
discipline, bro.
You might not be tired, but you are gonna spend the rest of the day kind of chilling, relaxing. Yeah. Right? Because you're kind of not frustrated, but just over it. I'm over the day because I just spent 10 hours at work and I really don't want to do nothing else. But I saw this one thing. I saw this one thing from this one guy, bro, and it makes so much sense. He said that he works, obviously he's successful, he's, whatever, but you shouldn't see your days as Monday through Friday you work and Saturday, Sunday you get to relax. You should see your days as, I forget exactly what he said, but think about it like this. You should see Monday through Friday, or let's say Monday through Wednesday, you go to work, you come home, you're with your family. But Thursday through Friday, you don't come home. Yeah. You go to your office and you work on yourself. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like you're not a father, you're not a best friend, you're not nothing. You're like he said, is what did you say?
Discipline?
You're disciplined. You discipline yourself to do this, and there's no option around it. Yeah. So think about it. Instead of you going home, laying down, watching TikTok, Thursdays and Fridays, your wife knows not to bother you. Your wife knows not to call you because you're working. This is real work. You go to your office, you get on your computer, and if you're starting off Googling, hey, what can I do as a business? And from there, you start doing research. You start going with it. You believe in yourself, whatever, right? Yeah. Or if you already started, you start checking up on stuff and this and that, or try to find different ways of doing better. But you're giving yourself that specific time to do it. There's no, if I have time, I'll do it. You'll never have time because you're comfortable. And you always have excuses.
Staying on the schedule.
But if you discipline yourself to every Thursday and Friday when you come from work, discipline yourself to, there's no choice. I'm going to do this. And then Saturday, Sunday, you go relax with your family, right? Yeah. You have, let's say it's 8 hours a day, those 2 days. That's 16 hours a week that you have to brainstorm, to work on yourself, to work on your future, to work on everything. But there's no choice. You got to discipline yourself to do it. Kind of the same way as, let's say you want to work out. You're going to discipline yourself that every day from 6 to 8, I'm going to go to the gym and I'm going to work out, and there's nothing around it, because a year late and a year after that, you're going to be all swollen, whatever, right? Healthy. Yeah. Kind of the same way. If you discipline yourself to every single day from 6 to 8, go in your office and research, how to do stuff, you're going to do it. Because if you put in the work, and you're going to get it, bro.
I think consistency is always key.
Like when was the last time you sat on your computer and researched how to do some stuff?
I mean, dude, I be on my computer looking at so many videos. My thing is always be on YouTube, right?
But I'm talking about, you have an idea and you're trying to research how to do it, and you're actually working on it.
That's the thing, dude. I'm telling you, like, I look at YouTube videos to learn.
How many hours a week?
None. Like, I mean, it'll be 1 hour out of the day. But thing is, like, my things, whenever I start it, like, I don't, go 100% to try to, like, learn it, because I'm already putting myself down.
You find that one thing that I can do this. You find that one thing that kind of scares you, and you're like, nah, I don't want to do that. Yeah. Right? Yeah. But if you keep looking for that easy thing, you're never going to find it. It's kind of the same thing as searching for a house. If you keep waiting to look for that perfect house, you're going to be waiting your whole life, because there's no such thing as a perfect house. Yeah. There's always going to be something wrong with it.
I think I look up a lot to my friends. Yeah. Like I have close friends. I have close, friends that I have from work and everything. And I see how much like potential they have. And they use it wisely to the point where it's like, I know they're okay. Whether it's, in my case, maybe it's Joseph, maybe it's Michael, maybe it's wherever it is, Jacob, everybody. I know they're doing good, and they're doing whatever it takes to be able to move from where they're at to see what else is out there. And my thing is like, am I not doing enough? Should I be doing
more?
That
you're not doing enough? Is that they're doing something?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're probably doing what I just said, disciplining themselves too.
I kind of feel like that's where a lot of people struggle because, like, let's say you go on Instagram and you see somebody with a good body or you see somebody living a certain lifestyle, you compare them. You know, you that's where you kind of struggle because you're comparing your lifestyle, like, oh, I'm doing this, but they're over there being rich. So now you have two way like a high perspective versus a low perspective, and you're trying to match it, but you realize you can't match it because they did all of this that you didn't see.
Yes.
And now you're over here like struggling and not doing anything because now you're feeling super bad about yourself and not like meeting what you're supposed to do. You know what I mean?
I think comparing yourself is always like, you know, is detrimental whenever it comes to like your progress, because you start like always comparing yourself and being like, damn, like, yeah, like you said, you know, they're over here. Obviously, you don't know what came before that. You just think that it was from one day to another, they got to where they're at. And there's like I think us as humans, as people, we're just so hard on ourselves, man. And it doesn't help that Instagram and everything around, you know, as far as
shows
you know,
off right in front of you every single
shows
day, right?
what
shows
missing. All the good things about their life. When in theory, you know, in general, like there might be so many things that's going on that you don't know, you know?
But then again, that's everybody's going through some shit, but at least they're having fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I kind of compare that to like when, let's say you're a dad or a mom and you have two kids and one of the kids is super perfect while the other one isn't doing that great. And you compare them. That one guy that's not doing that great, he's going to feel like shit. You know what I mean? He's going to be like, fuck, I can never fucking meet my other brother's requirements. And it gets to a point where he's going to start being depressed. He's going to maybe even like, you know, unalive themselves. You know what I mean? So that's how we see stuff. You see somebody who's living the life while we're not, and we're struggling maybe, or like, oh, man, you know, my parents are like working so much, and meanwhile they're over there going on vacations every single day. So we kind of compare each other when we shouldn't do that, because there's always going to be a point in time where something's going to switch. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like for me right now, I'm 23. Maybe when I'm 30, this is the point where like my mind turns on and I'm like, oh shit, look at this business, and or this opportunity comes, and
that's exactly what happens, bro. You don't know what you like all your high school. You don't know what you're gonna do when you go to college. But when you hit college, you're gonna have no choice but to do it. You know what I mean? When you hit 30 and you have a mortgage to do and you don't have money, you're gonna have no choice but to go out there and start looking for some stuff.
I just feel like discipline.
To kind of end it already with everything. What I always say, and kind of I've said it a lot of times to everybody that I meet. When you want to do something, and what I do, which a lot of the times is unsuccessful because I the same as anybody else, I kind of get comfortable and I kind of fall from it or whatever. But if you want to do something, stop walking around blind. If I tell you, hey, go to 12743 Fair Street, what are you gonna start doing?
Searching it up,
searching
where that is at.
But why do you do that?
Because you told me to.
But why do you need to search it up?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
To see the directions, right? But if you don't search it up, you're just gonna keep walking around. You'll never get there. But if you search up the directions and get a clear path of how to get there, you're gonna get there because you have the path. You have the directions. You have everything you need. But right now we keep walking clueless, not knowing where to go. But if we sit down, write down exactly where, turn left here, go right here. You know what I mean? Submit this business license, turn right, apply for this loan, turn left. We'll get to when we need to get to. What I mean?
What is something that you're going through personally that you're like,
I'm not that, bro.
not personal, but you know, something that you
I lack in. So
no, it's just something in general that you're going through that people can probably take from. You know, that's like, damn, I wonder if other people can relate to what I'm going through.
Me is more of a like, I know what I need to do. I just keep pushing it. Like, man, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do the procrastination. I know what I need to do. I know that I could do it, and I know how to do it. I just, when I get home, bro, from 10 hours of work, I'm just not tired of doing work. I'm just like frustrated at the day already. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I do have other stuff to do when I get home, because I have 3 girls, I have a family. You know, I have other stuff to do that by the time that I actually have time to kind of catch a breath and have the me time where I can, you know, maybe get on TikTok or something.
Yeah.
It's probably like 9 o'clock. and I'm exhausted from the whole day. And on the weekends, I'm resting from the week. You see what I'm saying?
Do you think it's because you have a newborn? No, not a newborn, but somebody, you know,
I just have
young?
kids, bro, that are always doing something that I kind of always, it's like you don't want to hurt nobody's feelings and be like, nah, leave me alone.
Balancing
You know what I mean?
you time is real important to you then. Like having that time for yourself to
I
wind.
have no you time. There's none. There's zero.
None.
That's why I always tell people, if you get somebody pregnant, you're gonna have your father, forget about this. I can go home and do whatever I want. You ain't gonna have that.
Mhm.
You could, but with 3 kids, you kind of don't. You could, and you're still a good guy, but I just don't do it because I don't want to. You know what I mean? Like my kids, hey, let's play Roblox. Okay, let's play Roblox. Hey, whatever, right? But most of the times I do. I don't get me wrong. There is times where I go. Let's say I go into the living room, I go on the couch, and I take it like a 2-hour nap. To be honest,
Yeah.
and nobody bothers me. I do that,
Yeah.
right? But most of the times, like I said, bro, it's just I know what I need to do. I know what to do. I know why I want to do it. Everything, but I just keep like working out. I want to work out. I want to lose some weight. This and that, and I know what to do. I know how to do it. I know what I need to do. I know it's gonna work. But I just be like, man, I'll do it next time. I'll do it next week. You know what I mean? It's just
one of the things
bro.
that I've done like lately, and this is something that I'm proud of myself because I'm like, how the fuck have I been doing this consistent? Is like working on as far as my health.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've been health. Yeah, I've been really like trying to lose weight, and to me, like whenever you're at a point in your life where it just hits you out of nowhere, where you're like, dude, like it's affected me in a lot of ways. Not just as far as conditioning, but the way I feel about myself, the way I look at myself in video. Obviously, we do this in video, right? And everything that falls under how you see yourself, it just hits me out of nowhere. And I'm also like, I'm turning 31.
Yeah.
And my thing is like, it's only going to get harder from here, you know? So if I don't work on myself, you know, it's just, not that it's going to be too late, but it's like, I'd rather just do it now.
Yeah.
Luckily, I've been consistent. I think I've been like surprising myself as far as how much consistency I've been putting into. And hopefully, if I keep going, I reach my goal one day. But I think that's the only thing that I have that motivates me to look forward to, okay, like I'm getting closer to where I want to be.
Because you put the directions and you know where to go.
I know where to go.
But if you do that, say with anything else, you'll accomplish it because there's no other option. Unless you turn it off and you try to take a shortcut and you get lost, okay, I get it. But if you set the path and you see the directions, you're gonna get there, bro. There's no way around it.
How do you guys feel about these
That's it,
little
bro.
drinks?
Come on, bro, because I'm fucking sweating my ass off, bro. I'm fucking finna pass out. Am I the only one?
I think
so.
I think you're the only one, yeah.
Bro, I'm fucking. I don't know what's wrong with me.
It's probably like the alcohol is probably hitting you. So these little drinks called Beatbox, they're 11.1% alcohol. So they hit. Like if you take a couple of them, they're gonna hit you. This is my second one right now, and I feel like I'm already kind of in that much.
Drink with the top. Yeah, I think it's hitting a little bit.
It's crazy how like if you think about it, you don't drink as much as you used to back then. Like I don't drink as much as I used to. So whenever I drink something like this, it hits me.
Mm-hmm.
It hits me pretty good, you know?
Yeah, last time I drank anything was last time we were here.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah, anyway. How do you guys feel about all these NPCs like on TikTok?
I felt like, I mean, there's so many perspectives on that.
Yeah, just to like kind of like give a quick kind of like description of what NPC is. It's just people that are acting like robots on TikTok. That's kind of like the new trend right now. People are acting like robots, and I guess one person ended up doing so good on TikTok, acting like a robot, that a lot of people started acting like a robot now. And all my feed at one point was like people doing this NPC shit. To me, it's like, dude, like I feel kind of sorry for this fucking generation. I'm just being real. Like, how many people are you that desperate to do something with your life that you have to act this way? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I don't, like I said, there's so many perspectives that you can see, or two perspectives. It can be the, oh, this is so stupid, what type of generation we're going through, or if you actually dive deep into, hey, how much are you earning? Hey, what benefits are you getting from this? I mean, that whoever is actually doing it out there, they're literally in their house or outside doing this, recording themselves, and they're getting like probably like 10,000 plus a month. You know what I mean? Like, imagine doing that, which you might kind of look kind of a little off and weird.
Yeah.
But you're benefiting, by it so much that's like, I don't care how I look to you guys. Like,
I mean, I get it, man. I mean, at what cost? So, like, if you think about it, like, if you have to act like an idiot and make yourself look like you're, a robot or something, you're just stupid to me. I'm like, man, bro, like, is it that? Are you willing to put your values, everything, like morals, everything down to be able to like chase a check? You know what I mean? That's kind of what I think about it. Like, at the end of the day, like, my thing, whenever it comes to anything that I do, morals come first.
Yeah.
Like, I'm always gonna put that first. So how many times have we done this shit, like, where it's like, oh, you can't be saying that, or you can't do this? And it's not me saying like, hey, change who you are. It's just me being like, who are you trying to represent? Like, who are you trying to portray? You know what I mean? Like, so me is like, I'm always careful about who I want people to see. Not that it's like any different from who I am. It's just that I don't want people to have a reason for them to point fingers and be like, oh, you're this type of person or something. Yeah. It's just like, there's always a person that you portray on whatever platform you're at, and yes, they get a percent of who you really are, but the real you has to hide behind closed doors.
Yeah. It's kind of like, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, it's kind of like watching somebody, like you were just saying, like watching somebody that no matter whether you see him online or you see him in person, he's the same person. Yes. You know what I mean? He's the same. The way he acts, the way he talks, everything is the same. And it's not two different people. Yeah. Somebody who's like probably acting like really hyper, when you see him in person, he's super shy, super this, and you're like, what the hell? Like, I thought you were this person. So there's like two different types of like feelings about it.
Yeah. How do you feel like you're, like, whenever you go out with your friends and everything, is it that you have to act like a certain person that you're not to be able to kind of like interact with other people?
It just depends, to be honest, because I feel like it's all about being accepted. You know what I mean? It's all about being accepted. If you kind of like, I'm sure you've been through it, where you go to a specific place with a specific amount of people, if they make you feel like a part of them, you feel good. You feel like, oh, I can throw a joke and they might laugh, and you can dance and they won't judge you and they can follow along, versus people who, if you hang around with them, they're going to push you to do stuff. They're going to probably put you to the side, or they're going to probably be like, look at Ivan, and it's kind of like, it brings you so down. It makes you be like, why did I even come out? You know what I mean? Like, I don't need to be drinking. Like,
yeah, I feel like the right people around you is always gonna accept you for who you are.
Yeah,
and it's gonna like
NPCs.
I don't know how we get to this point, but anyways,
that's what Joseph said. Eduardo feeling good.
Yeah, but no, I mean, like, it all ties into the NPC and acting like who you really want to be.
Yeah,
whenever you're acting like something that you're not, just because you're chasing the bag, you know what I mean? Like, in other words, like, you're chasing money.
But you shouldn't see it like that. Like, to me, I don't care what you do, because think of it more like when you get paid to do something, it's more like a job. Yeah. Like when somebody, let's say Brad Pitt, he does a movie and he acts like, okay, like Jesse Momoa, has all his movies lately is him being this kind of weird guy.
Yeah,
he's not like that in real life, but it's a job. He's doing it because of a movie. He's getting paid for it.
Yeah,
you kind of see it the same. They're NPCs. Now, what our parents believe in, maybe we don't believe in, and what these new generations believe in, maybe we don't believe in. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Like, me personally, I was raised more of like respect. If somebody says, "Hey, I'll give you $1 million to put a naked picture of you online," I wouldn't do it because of respect. But younger generations, they would. But that's them. Then I kind of see. To me, I see everything as religion and sexuality. You do whatever you want to do, just don't make me do it because
Yeah.
you know what I mean. Like I do whatever I want, you do whatever you want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. Like
I guess
do what you want.
I've never given an opportunity or a chance to, maybe listen to what they're doing. But I think my thing is more like, if you're asking me, hey, would you do this for this amount of money to go out of your ways to, do something that it goes against your morals and what your beliefs and stuff like that. Personally, I wouldn't do it just because, like, at the end of the day, like, if I die tomorrow and I'm remembered by that, it just wouldn't feel right.
Exactly, but because we're all the same generation, I wouldn't do it. If somebody says, "Hey, being an NPC pays you $10,000 a week," I wouldn't do it. Even if it pays you $10,000 a day, I'd do it. Nah, I wouldn't do it because it's just not what I want to do. It's against my morals, and I just don't want to do it. It's just about respect.
Probably like,
but if somebody, but think about it like this: if somebody says, "Hey, you want to make a movie where you act like an NPC for $1 million?" I'll do it.
I mean, why not? It's a movie. They're gonna know that you're acting, and it's straight up out there.
Am I what is that shit called?
Sellout?
No, am I freaking
hypocrite?
No, not hypocrite. Well, I guess hypocrite también.
Well, I mean, it's either
contradicting myself. Am I contradicting myself by saying that?
Well, I mean, you're getting this offer where you're actually able to be in a movie where you're acting like something is different than you doing it on a daily basis and like pretty much putting yourself out there like, oh, look at me.
Nah,
you know what I mean? Like,
man, that's a crazy thing because if somebody says, hey, do Brokeback Mountain 2, all you got to do is kiss 3 guys and this and that for $10 million. Would you do it?
No, I wouldn't.
10 million.
I wouldn't.
100 million.
I just wouldn't because that's not the person I don't want to put.
But it's acting.
You know what I mean?
Acting.
You're contradicting yourself too.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I guess.
All right, guys. Well, that's going to be the end of today's podcast episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like this type of content. And we'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.
Adios. Thank you, everybody that joined the live.
Yeah.
1,000 likes Joseph, and we'll talk about some...
Yeah, Joseph, stuff. Hopefully you have a good night and be safe at work. And we'll catch up and hopefully we come to the podcast, do another episode. But we'll see you guys in the next one.
Adios.
All right, you gotta cut it because I can't reach over there.